Good afternoon. I'm Christian Menefee, and I'm here in the protection and defense of the districts that were named, the minority, the black and brown districts that were named by the Trump DOJ to try to steal their political power. I'm here to say enough is enough. Do not steal the political power of these districts. Now, I live in the 18th congressional district, and the folks who live there know that historically, the reason that that district is what we've known it to come to be is because of the severe racism that existed in this country. Black folks in this country couldn't register to vote, couldn't vote, and if they did, they faced violence, and in some instances, even worse. But despite that, we know that over time, just because time has passed, that doesn't mean that that racism has gone away. You got redlining, you got blocking people's access to capital, and over time, you've seen that the relics of that racism still exist today. That's why if you go throughout the 18th congressional district, you'll see food deserts. That's why there are communities in the 18th congressional district that have 9 or 10 concrete batch plants in a mile of a single community. That's why you have lower life expectancy, and that's why you got cancer clusters all across the 18th congressional district. Now, despite all that, the governor in the state of Texas has targeted this district. When we lost our Congressman Sylvester Turner, the law says that the governor's supposed to call the special election immediately, but he set it for November, so that people in this district are going to go more than a year without congressional representation. That means that when there are votes on the floor, nobody's there to vote for our district. That means that when immigrants and veterans need their cases worked, nobody's here to do that work. That means that when SNAP benefits and Medicaid are cut, there is no voice for this district. I'm here to say enough is enough. State leaders have targeted this district for far too long, and it's time for you to do the right thing. Do not strip these folks of their political power. Do not adopt a redistricting plan that does that. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. Chair calls Bishop Dixon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Dixon, I'll show you registered to testify on behalf of the NAACP and Ministers of Houston. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that's on the revised congressional redistricting plan.
Yes, sir.
Please give us your testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And to all of the representatives here, welcome to Houston, and thank all of you for being here today. I represent the Houston NAACP, and I'm also privileged to speak for the state NAACP, along with, of course, pastors across the city of Houston and the Community of Faith Church, which has been in District 18 long before it was a district. Our church is 150 years old, founded by the formerly enslaved Reverend Jack Yates, for whom the area high school is named, who helped purchase Emancipation Park in District 18. I want to say that because those individuals who are making decisions about the future of District 18 and 9 and the other districts mentioned need to really understand the richness of the history and the value that representation has added not just to people of color, but to everyone who resides in the greater Houston and Harris County community. That's very important. We're here today under unfortunate circumstances, as it's been articulated multiple times. We have a census every 10 years, the data from which should dictate necessary changes to the maps for congressional representation. That is a common sense plan. We're here today not because the data has dictated it. We're here today because there is a decision that the people of this state don't deserve to elect their own representatives. And it's proven that political and racial gerrymandering proves that the elected chooses their voters as opposed to the voters choosing their elected. And whenever that occurs, the people always lose. I want to say to us very quickly,
Yeah, please finish your testimony.
I will, very, very quickly, that what is being done is oppressive, it's racist, and we need to be clear on this, that it's unconstitutional and immoral. And speaking as a prophet, the Word of God says in Zechariah chapter 9, chapter 7, when you oppress God's people and your hearts are too hard to change, the wrath of God will come. This is a warning to Texas. Don't play with God's poor, oppressed people, taking their insurance, their Medicare, and their health care, because there is a God who's bigger than anyone in the White House, the Texas Senate, or the Congress, and judgment shall come.
Thank you for your testimony. Members,
I have one.
gallery come to order. Ms. Gervin-Hawkins, for a purpose.
Quick question, Bishop Dixon.
You're so recognized.
I'd like for you to repeat those 4 things so my colleagues can understand. This is serious business. Serious business. And we do not need someone in D.C. in the White House putting their arm in Texas and destroying and dividing our community. What are those 4 things you just said?
We're dealing with oppressing poor people, taking their health care. This is Medicaid, this is SNAP. Oppressing our seniors. This is life and death. And when you take away people's health care, their food, oppress the poor, God always responds on behalf of the oppressed. Listen, Texas is about to practice politician politics to enact and legalize politician policies in order to disenfranchise people that some folk think belong back on the plantation. We need to understand that this is against the laws of God and not just the laws of the legislature. It's a higher law than that. And I'm asking every Texan, black, white, brown, Democrat, Republican, if you say you love God, you love people, you've got to love the right people right now and enact the right policies, or your name will be guilty of the blood that it will cost.
Thank you, Bishop Dixon.
Mr. Chairman,
Dean Thompson, for a purpose.
I'd like to ask Mr. Menefee a question.
You're so recognized.
Mr. Menefee, if I live in the 18th congressional district, are there not cancer clusters there that's not being taken care of?
That's right.
Are there not being concrete batching plants? We have over 300 batching plants in that area that people are inundated with. Isn't that also a problem there?
Yes, there is.
And there have also been other EPA problems that impact the health and safety, not only of the people, but all of the people that live within that geographical area that are impacted.
That's 100% right. When Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee was in office, she was one of the people who was at the table that got the EPA into Fifth Ward to start doing additional testing to address the cancer clusters. When we at the county filed a lawsuit against the state over its failure to regulate concrete batch plants in black and brown neighborhoods, it was Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee who helped get the EPA involved to get the TCQ to change the rules. Time after time after time, you've seen that having a fierce advocate in Congress who is focused on environmental justice can really move the needle for people. But right now, folks are dying without a voice. Folks are sick without a voice because the governor decided to play politics with a seat, but he's playing politics with these people's lives.
And we've been denied a representation.
No representation right now.
Thank you.
Members, any other questions for the members of this panel?